Bitcoin is bouncing here as expected, even though Grayscale was again selling as expected yesterday. But this is not the topic of today's video. I have to show you the next potential big trade here that's luring in the market and is just about to go parabolic. If you want to be not left behind, as you potentially have been with the Bitcoin ETF trade, and you want to see the next trade, then make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with Bitcoin chart. Here on this 4-hourly Bitcoin chart, we can see that Bitcoin just a couple of minutes ago had actually attempted to break this resistance here that I had pointed out just yesterday once again around the $40,300 area, and Bitcoin got for now rejected from there. I still believe there is a high probability that we are going to break through this today, and let me put it this way, once we are breaking through this, a lot of altcoins will continue to rally with Bitcoin into higher price levels here. Still think that the next potential target for Bitcoin, once we are clearing $40,300, is the prior Monday high from this week, which would bring us to $41,700 approximately. There is the next bigger resistance, basically the same level that we have down here. If I make a line over here, then you see this is looking quite similar. If you're comparing the resistance down here, where we got the same move, so here, retest, came back up into this resistance area, went down, broke through it, went lower, now resistance. So we had the same thing here. We broke down, came back up, confirmed this as resistance twice, went lower. So same play is here in the making, and once we are breaking the Monday high. So because what happens on the one side has to happen on the other side. That means when we're going down, at some point we have to come back up to the same price levels that we have visited here recently to balance out the charts. When we are moving on, then also here on this 4-hourly chart, we can see that this downwards trending channel is about to be broken, but Bitcoin is running into that resistance area here that I again pointed out yesterday from $40,000, almost $200 all the way up to $40,700. That will be the next zone that we have to watch closely here for Bitcoin to understand if we are just getting a small retest here into resistance of $40,700 and go lower, or if we are chopping maybe a little bit around, go then up and higher. So there are 4 scenarios. The other one is we're just smashing through it, but then here at 41,700, we come back down, or we do something like this. Now, I believe the most likely scenario out of the 4 is there too. Either we are chopping around and breaking then into $40,700, or we're doing it in one single candle, blowing through it and going to $40,700. Up here, I expect a small rejection because this level is as hard as the one that we are facing right now. Over time, over the next 7 days, I would expect a break through it and a move higher. So what do we have then here? We have technically an inverse head and shoulders. Once this inverse head and shoulders breaks to the upside, so the neckline, to understand where the neckline is here, the neckline would be most likely something like this. And then here with our low point, that would give us a technical target approximately of $47,000 to the upside if Bitcoin would complete this potential inverse head and shoulders. So we are 2/3 in it right now. I'm taking this here away again because I want to see first a little bit more how the right side is playing out. So for this inverse head and shoulders to be a little bit more taken seriously, we need to see here a strong move to the upside. I don't care if it's in 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, but we need to see something like this. And then we can correct here a little bit again. And then we need to see something like this. So unless we're not getting at least here to this point, where we have here all this, I'm not taking it that seriously, but I have it on my radar, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't have this on their radar, right? But I like to think a couple steps ahead because it helps me with preparing trades. And yeah, that's all what it's about, to have an edge and to see things that other people might not see right now. And this is definitely something that is on my list of chart patterns that potentially are playing out here over the next couple of days, maybe a week. But I have it on my map. Then here on the daily chart, we are still creating not really a lot of lower lows, which is good. We have a lot of equal lows the last 3 days, more or less. So two equal ones, and then the yesterday one was technically a higher low one again. So that is good, but we need to see here at least a higher than this here, a local high of $41,900 approximately. So I want to see something like this here in the next 3 days. Doesn't mean that we get it, but I would like to see a push to that price level, a 5% move in Bitcoin, maintain this healthy structure. So because the longer this here is going on, the more likely it is that at some point we are just cascading to the downside. And that's what nobody wants to see right now. It also does not help that the Silk Road Bitcoins may be hitting the market soon. Luckily, it's not that of a crazy amount. Grayscale is selling 3 times more every single day what they are planning to sell, and nobody knows if they're selling it in one shot, if they're selling it OTC, and etc., etc. So if we are, I don't want to say lucky, if we are fortunate enough, they are not selling it on the spot market. So if it goes OTC, then everything is fine. The spot is not really influenced by any price impact as long as they are doing it OTC. But the US government has a funny history of actually selling on the market, which is quite stupid. But yeah, what should we do with somebody like Gary Gensler in the chair? Anyway, moving on. Here on the Bitcoin 4-hourly liquidations, here again, look at this. Here's so many over-leveraged people shorting right now. It's ridiculous with 50x and even a little bit of 100x. So here still, there was no short squeeze yet. That short squeeze is still in the making, in my opinion, and it will start when we are breaking around $40,400. At that point, we're going to see a short liquidation cascade that will help us to get potentially back to $43,000, $44,000, what I also mentioned yesterday. That is still in the cards for me. Can we see before a flush to the downside to take out over-leveraged longs? Maybe, but I'm not convinced that this is going to happen, because we are here creating now a new upwards trend line that we are respecting for the time being. And as long as we are respecting that, I expect here a move into higher prices with a really big candle to the upside, rather than that we continue to chop here around. Because you can also see here, we have here an ascending triangle. So in this ascending triangle, if I measure it, yeah, so this will bring us approximately to $41,700 once this breaks to the upside. And we have like more or less 10 hours left before we get to the apex of it. So that should help to liquidate some shorts here to the upside. Then on the liquidation heat map, things are looking a little bit more healthy right now. So here, all these over-leveraged shorts, or these big short positions at some price levels that were here, it looks like that many of them closed their positions, so they took profit, which is also good. And now we have, so actually, let me move this to a higher time frame. I want to see what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Here's all the money sitting. So here on the weekly liquidation heat map, here, look, $250 million almost in liquidations, short liquidations at $42,000. So imagine if we go up here, and also here just above us, a lot of short liquidations. Wow, there must be like, I don't know, 600, 800. There's over $1 billion. So I think I tweeted the other day, there's like over $2 billion in short liquidations if we go to like $43,000. So now to the downside, we have definitely not so much, not as much. Yeah, so we have definitely not as much. So here's maybe like $1 billion. So again, here on the liquidation heat map, nothing has really changed. The direction is still to the upside for a liquidity grab. The only question is, when will we get it? But everything, in my opinion, is pointing towards potentially today we are going to get it. Also here on this daily chart for Bitcoin, we see here the volatility pushes here to the upside, to the upper resistance area. And if we are breaking it to the upside, every single time when we broke out here to the upside on this volatility index, also the price action went to the upside, then the MACD is showing weakness in terms of selling. That also means buying is increasing. The stochastic wants to go to the upside. The RSI wants to go to the upside. So we have here a small bullish divergence, not a really big one yet, but a small one. So everything is pointing here right now, also on the higher time frames, that we should get, let's say in the next 48 hours, a big reversal. Maybe even here to the 50 moving average on the daily to $42,700. So it's possible that we are going that high. So, and now again, when we're going back to this chart, how would I be trading this? Here, if you want to enter a trade, wait for Bitcoin to break $40,300. That's also where I am going to enter in a short term long for Bitcoin. And my first target will be the Monday high, but the final take profit will be here around $43,400. If we are taking it only to the Monday high and you want to get out there, and because you want to play it safe, so that is 3.5% more or less. 20x leverage, 70% of a profit. If it goes against you, you lose almost 20%. So it's a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. If you want to take it here to $43,400, then it's almost 7.8%, 20x leverage again, that's almost 160% in profit, again, against a 20% loss to the downside. So that's 1-to-8 risk to reward ratio. And that is a trade that I would risk every single day, any given moment, if I have a setup like this, especially when you see Bitcoin here attempting more and more to break here above $40,300. And once we're closing a 4-hourly candle above it, you're gonna see that pop to the upside. Mark my words. So so I have definitely my eyes here on this specific trade. So, and guys, don't forget, if you want to trade anywhere, trade on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 if you use my link and a potential debit card if your country is eligible. Otherwise, try BITGET. They have also a debit card. They have also still a sign-up bonus with my specific link here. And otherwise, if you just want to copy trade me, go to CoinW. They have also a card. Seems like every exchange is getting a card right now. There you can copy trade me without KYC and no VPN. And right now, if you go to CoinW, here on Twitter, they have a giveaway. This applies to everyone that signs up under my link. You stand a chance to win $500 if you sign up under my link and post your UID under the retweeted tweet of mine from CoinW. I'm not sure if I actually did this already, so I did it now. So go to my profile, you see the retweet. Did I do it before? No. And then right under this retweet your UID number, and there will be, I think 10 in my case, 10 people will be eligible to receive $500 worth of USDT and getting it in a raffle. So, and I will talk to my CoinW contact how we are figuring out. Here. So you have to complete the Gleam tasks. But yeah, just post under this here, under the repost, then your UID, and you will be eligible to win once you also complete the tasks of the Gleam campaign. Now, I want to talk about the big next trade that I'm eyeing at and where this is actually coming from. So now you have to understand that the next big trade will be the Ethereum ETF narrative, an ETF spot ETF narrative. I will show you, where was the article? I saw it today. So I saw it today. You see here 17 hours ago, the SEC was pushing the deadline for the Ethereum ETF, but the Ethereum ETF will most likely get approved in May. That's the most likely date where it is getting approved, and people in the industry and also some of my contacts are telling me there's an 80% chance right now that an Ethereum ETF will be approved in May, which will be just after the halving. So don't forget, we're gonna get a pre-halving rally, and then after the pre-halving rally, when the halving is done, there must be a new catalyst that prices go higher. And because it's just a short time span between the halving event and the Ethereum spot ETF approval, then most likely Ethereum will start outperforming Bitcoin heavily. And that's why I'm looking right now on Ethereum and coins that are on the Ethereum network that are going to show to want to run here really, really hard. So now how do I do that? So first of all, you have here the 11 best Ethereum layers for 2024. You see here we have Arbitrum, we have Optimism, we have Base. Base will also have their own token as far as I heard so far. You have Era, you have DYDX, you have Mantle, Immutable, Linear, Starknet, Polygon, and Scroll. So now, Linear, for example, hasn't launched yet. Starknet hasn't launched yet. And also Scroll, as far as I know, hasn't launched yet. And Era also not yet. So that takes already away 4 out of 11. So that means you have 7 coins left. Out of the 7 coins, you want to find the strongest ones that are outperforming Bitcoin in a drop or in a recovery. So, and if you're still questioning yourself, why I'm focusing on Ethereum, you only have to go to DeFi Llama and look at the total value locked on Ethereum. So, or on all chains, and then you're going to see on Ethereum is 56.4% of the total value locked across all chains. So, and now when you know there will be an Ethereum narrative, which is the Ethereum spot ETF, where you want to place your money. You want to go on Manta, which has 0.8%, or you want to go on Pulse Chain, or you want to go on AVAX or Optimism and trade coins on these chains. Not really. You want to have a safe bet and go with the flow, which is saying if we get an Ethereum spot ETF, you want to be in coins on the Ethereum layer. So now when we're looking on Ethereum, on the 12-hourly chart, here it's more or less the same what we are seeing right now for Bitcoin, that Ethereum is just hovering around here. But once Bitcoin is breaking above $40,300, Ethereum will also pop, because Ethereum will then break 2,242, which was a big resistance level in the past for Ethereum. Once we are above that, I can also see here, oh, actually, I have to change a quick something. See Ethereum rally back to the Monday high of $2,447. $64, sorry. But here with Ethereum, here's just one thing that I want you guys to keep in mind. Remember that I had here drawn out an Elliott wave count on the 12-hourly chart, which has beautifully played out. So maybe the 4 was actually here, which is fine. So that means we have completed now 5 waves to the upside. Now we have a free wave correction. How does a free wave correction play out? Let me show it to you. We had potentially our A. The B is back to the upside. And usually the B goes into the golden ratio from the recent high into the recent low, the golden ratio, which is sitting around $2,500, $2,527. And then we get a move lower to go complete the free wave correction with a C. So the problem is nobody knows how low the C is. The C could be down here just under $2,000, but it could also really be shallow and be around $2,000. So that's also possible. For the time being, we don't know, but the important thing here is that first we are going to get a push up if the free wave correction is playing out into the golden ratio here. So, and that is a 10-12% move from where we are at right now. yeah, almost 14% to the upside on Ethereum. So now 14% for Ethereum. What do you think is going to happen to really strong coins on the Ethereum layer? They're going to go 30, 40, 50% at the same time. Now, how do I find coins that are outperforming Bitcoin and are on the Ethereum layer? I use here a so-called spaghetti chart. And here you see already some coins. Let me actually have a look here. Where is Bitcoin? So you see Bitcoin is here. Here, this goldish one, this one here. So this is Bitcoin. And you see Bitcoin is here slightly lost. So this is percentages here on the side. That is a percentage scale. So you see Bitcoin is a little bit down over the last, sorry, that's a 5-minute chart. So I want this on a daily chart. Here you see the strongest coins for today. And what you can see here, Optimism is one of them. Then we have here Mask, FDM, Apt, DYDX. So of course, FDM is not direct Ethereum. But OP, DYDX, and here on the other spaghetti chart, you can see that it's also, oh wow, CFX is going crazy again. You can see here also Rune, LDO, and somewhere here in between is also Arbitrum. So when you see here on the spaghetti chart, coins outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know that these are the strong coins for today, and these are the coins that you want to trade. So now for LDO and what was the other one? LDO and Arbitrum. These were also yesterday really, really strong coins. So, and that's why we should have a closer look at them. So for example, Rune is pumping here right now to the upside. And if you are looking for a safe entry, just wait here for this downward sloping trend line to be broken, or this horizontal line to be broken at 434. And this downward sloping trend line would be at 450-ish. That is like your entry levels for this next trade on Rune. So, and my targets, you see them here, 486, 552. These are the targets, and I'm here on a daily time frame. You see here the stochastic has still a lot of room to go to the upside, and the normal RSI also. And we had here, did we had one? A really small bullish divergence, not a big one, but we had a small one here. So, and that is leading here to that push to the upside today, which I believe can go as high as $4.35 by today. So now we have also LDO, Lido. LDO broke already the downwards trending resistance line here. Here, next imminent targets for LDO would be around here, this level. But I also want to show you the 0.618, because that's also a level that I'm watching closely. So here, $3.52, $3.47, that is the final take profit point for me. Or at least if I see it just smashing through it, then I set my stop loss here. That is how I'm going to play that. So depending on how the price reacts when we're getting there, either I raise my stop loss or I close the trade, depending on what we are seeing here unfolding on the charts. So, but yeah, LDO is today alone, if we're looking at it, okay, now it's just 0.2%, but over the last 24 hours, look at this here. We're up 11.38% over the last 24 hours. So that just shows you how strong that coin is. So the same goes for Optimism. Optimism, I wanted to buy it cheaper than $2.61, and I did not get it. So here we broke already the downward sloping trend line. Optimism is a little bit ahead of the curve of the rest, and pumped today alone already almost 6%. So if I look the last 24 hours, then this is like 14% or something. Yeah, 12.5%. Here again, stochastic, so much more room to go to the upside. MACD about to flip bullish. RSI pointing to the upside. Price action shows that we should go to the upside, and at least again here to the golden ratio to $3.31. So there's still almost 10% of a move left to go to the upside. Here, I would enter if we break $3.09. So that is your next entry. If we move a little bit lower, then here around $3. That is your other entry if we see a small correction to the downside. These two price levels is what I'm looking for. On Arbitrum, you want to wait for a reclaim of the Monday high at $1.87, or you want that the price comes closer to the daily open again at 173. So whatever happens first, there you can enter a long and trade this here again into the golden ratio to $2.10. And that is already a juicy trade. If you take it from the daily open, almost 22%, you put only 5x leverage on it, you double your money. So that is already more than worth it to take as a trade. So I had actually also set alarms for it that got triggered. So I'm already in Arbitrum since $1.76. But yeah, if you're not in it yet, just wait for one of the two levels that I pointed out. And for DYDX, also here, I would wait for a close above $2.66. That would be the higher entry level. If we come back down here a little bit, anything from $2.55 to $2.52 would be also considered as a good entry for that specific trade here. So if I mark this out, something like this. So these are the levels that I'm looking at. And then here again, the imminent target for DYDX is a little bit higher. It would be 0.786 because we're so close to the golden ratio that I believe that DYDX can push a little bit higher than this and do something like this and then potentially roll over. So it would be close to $3 from where we are at right now. So which is like 15%, also something like this. Yeah, 12%, 13% to the upside, which is again a good trade. And here again on the daily time frame, everything is lining up. Sorry, 12-hourly time frame. Stochastic going up, MACD showing strength, and RSI also want to go here to the upside. Everything lining up perfectly for us here. The perfect storm for coins that we can play during the spot ETF Ethereum narrative. So make sure that you are positioning yourself, place your limit orders, because we're gonna make a lot of money here on this channel together during this time. Guys, that's already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.